All right, guys. So we just did the photo listing on the albums page. Now what we want to do is we want to be able to click on a photo and it take us to photo slash and then its ID and show that page. So let's go ahead and create the route. We're going to go to routes and then web.php, and I'm going to add in two more routes here. Let's see. I'm going to just copy this and paste that in, and this is going to go to photos slash and then the ID, and it's going to call photos controller and then show. All right, and then we also want to route for the delete. So let's paste this in, and this is going to go to photos ID, same thing, but it's going to be a delete request. All right, and then it's going to call photos controller destroy. So let's save that, and that should be all the routes we need to create. All right, so let's go to our controller now, photos controller, and we want to add a show method. So down here we'll say public function show. Okay, and that's going to get passed in the ID. And then we need to grab the photo, and we can get that by saying photo find, pass in the ID, and then we want to load the view. So the view will be in photos and .show, and then we just want to send along the photo. Okay, that should do it. Let's save it and let's create that view. So we'll go down to our views folder and then photos, and let's say new file show.blade.php. Alright, so this is going to be a pretty simple page. Let's go ahead and extend our layout. Okay, we need our content section. Okay, and in here let's put an H3, and we'll say photo title, and let's just test it out so far. So if we go back and reload and click on one of these, we get the photo title. Alright, and then under that we're going to do the description. Okay, and then let's put a back to gallery link as well. So this is going to go to /albums / and then we can get the album ID by saying photo album ID. Okay, and we'll say back to gallery. Alright, and then we'll put an HR and then the image. Okay, so the source will be /storage /photos / and we want the album ID, and then /photo. Alright, and then for the alt we'll just put the title. Alright, so there's the image. Now I'm going to put a couple line breaks, and we want the delete button. Okay, now remember the delete button has to be a form submit button. So we're going to use the Laravel collective here, and let's do our double exclamation and then form open. Okay, in here we have an array. We're going to set action to another array, which is going to be we'll say photos controller. This is going to be where we're submitting it to, and it's going to be to the destroy method. And then we also want to send along the ID. So right here, let's say photo ID. Alright, and then after that array, we'll have another parameter, and we're going to specify the method which will be post. Alright, why do I have an extra quote? So action goes to that. This shouldn't be here. Alright, and then we'll take, should be 1 at the end here. Alright, so that looks good. We need our double exclamation right here. So that's the opening form. And then we'll do the form close down here. Whoops. Okay. And then inside here, we're just going to have the hidden field. So we're going to use the component we created a while ago, the hidden component. And we just want to pass in the name, which will be underscore method. And then the value, which will be delete. Alright, so that's the hidden field. We also want the submit button. So let's say form submit. And the text will just say delete photo. And then we'll have an array with a class. Okay, class will say button and alert, which will make it red. Alright. And then under the delete button, I just want to put an HR and then the size, the file size. And I'm going to put that inside of small tags. So we'll just say size. And we can get that using photo size. Alright, so let's try that. What do we got here? Unexpected colon, expecting comma, 10. Let's see, form open. Let's see, so that ends there. So after the array, comma, method post. Oh, right here for the form hidden, that should have double colon. There we go. So we have the image, we have the size, the delete photo. So last thing we want to do is the destroy method. So let's go to Photos Controller and create the destroy function here. Method, function, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so with this, it's going to get an ID passed into it. Alright, and then we just need to find it. So let's create a variable called photo, set it to the photo model, and then find, and pass in the ID. Okay, so that'll get it for us. And then not only do we want to delete it from the database, but we want to delete it from the file. We want the actual image gone. So to do that, we're going to use the storage library, and that needs to be imported for us to be able to use it. So let's go right here and say use. No, we want to do use illuminate. And then we want support / facades / storage. And then down here, we're going to do an if statement. And we'll say if storage delete. And then we need to pass in the path, which is going to be public / photos / and then we want the album ID. So we're going to just concatenate onto this. And we can say photo album underscore ID. Alright, then we want a / and then the photo itself, which we can get with photo. Alright, so that'll actually delete the file, and then from the database we want to delete it, so we'll just say photo delete. Alright, and then we'll just redirect. So let's say redirect. Actually, we want to return redirect. And we're going to go to / and then just send a message, success message. And we'll say photo deleted. Alright, so let's try this out. Monkey, we'll say delete. Go back to animals, and he's gone. Alright. So that's it, guys. We now have a fully functional photo gallery. And like I said, you can implement authentication to this if you want. I would suggest just putting a user ID field inside the album and the photo tables so you know whose is whose. But yeah, so that's how we can get that done. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next project.